But here, what I'm interested in is how Hindus interpret Ganga's immanent and transcendent power. In this world, she's a river, but in the cosmos, she is more powerful than humans. She descended to earth on the dreadlocks of Lord Shiva. She was so powerful that her flow had to be contained by his dreadlocks, and she came down to earth to purify humanity's or human sins. Here's a picture of her depicted outside the important temple in Benares, and she's about ready to come down on Shiva's head. There's another descent story that talks about her flowing over the foot of Vishnu, another human god, Hindu god, flowing over his foot yet remaining pure. These phrases are spelled out in an important Hindu sacred text. Ganga is a mother, a purifier, and a provider for all. Much of her depiction in temple sculpture and on door jambs of temples indicates that. When I was doing my work, I had to sort of separate out conceptually the sort of notions of purity and impurity in Hindu discourse from what we would consider in science to be sort of cleanness and uncleanness, pollution, dirtiness, and all of that. Because they're actually separate terms used by people of Benares to talk about those characteristics and those features and those parts of the cosmos. So in the Hindu conception, pure and impure really have to do with cosmic forces. There are pure things. Ganga is, of course, eternally pure. Saints, gold, Brahmins, ritual implements are pure. Impure things I've listed. And here are some sort of pictures of that. One of the ritual manifestations of the descent story is pouring Ganga water over a Shiva linga, Jal Abhishek, which is done here. This is a sort of a continual enactment that's done throughout India. So after people bathe in the Ganga, they'll take water in jugs back to the temples in the city and also back to their homes to do rituals in the home. And that water will be preserved over a long period of time and used in a number of ritual services. The most important thing, though, is ablutions. And those are done early in the morning. But then after the ablution phase is over, people actually enjoy the river for recreational purposes also. It's good to brush your teeth in the Ganga. It's good to wash your utensils in the Ganga when you're on pilgrimage. It's just important to live along the river and interact with her as much as possible. The river is worshipped through the oil lamp ceremony of Aarti, usually in the evening hours, and people seek her blessings in order to sort of live a good life. Clean and unclean. So what's happening with this river today in a sort of a Western, scientific sense? Yes, there's a lot of wastewater running in. So how do people interpret that? Well, yes, there are unclean things and clean things, but that's different from purity and impurity. So I kind of went through and documented some of that. People understand that wastewater drains are running into the river. It's, sort of very visual fact for anybody that lives in Benares and also for bathers. But the commitment to bathing is not going to go away because of that reality. That their commitment and their worship is sustained. However, the wastewater situation is very serious. There have been a number of treatment plants developed along the riverbank, but they have been in a state of sort of disrepair, or in some cases operational maintenance is lacking. So there is a lot to be done in that area. I can't really talk about that today. There's also a larger river linking plan that had been promoted by the government of India at one time. It would very seriously affect how people are able to worship rivers, and also maybe transform over time the sacred value of not only the Ganga, but other important sacred rivers in India. Just some more slides to show you the kinds of things that are dumped in the river, but also sometimes immersed for cultural reasons and acceptable. Here's some wastewater drains. And finally, I'd like to end on hope as well, as the others did, and talk about some collaborative efforts that have been done by Indian organizations and activists. That many people are aware of the Sankamochan Foundation and Dr. Gurubhadra Mishra's work. He is a scientist and a priest of an important temple in Benares, so he's been able to bridge the life-sustaining kind of Hindu perspective with scientific interpretations of pollution and also hydraulic engineering as a hydraulic engineer. And that work has been very helpful and has raised a lot of awareness across the country about sort of, thinking of solutions. There have also been some legal efforts within the Indian Supreme Court through public interest litigation, which is a very vibrant and open access way of sort of holding government agencies responsible for the activities that they're supposed to perform. And those activities continue to go on, and I wish everyone success in that field. Thank you very much.
Kelly, may I invite you here? Please, because, well, after the presentations, I think that we will have a vivid discussion, because there will be different thoughts, there may be different questions, there may be some need for interpretation, explanations. Thank you.